Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So yesterday, Twitter officially banned Lolly from its platform, or so it appears, because there has been a lot of misinformation spread over the past day or so, mainly stemming from this post right here. And I have to be honest, I have not seen a destructively stupid post like this in a long time. It comes from an account that claims to be protecting Lollycon, and yet this post has caused more damage than anything an anti could have hoped for. So, to sum this up, in part they are correct. If you search for the hashtag Lolly on Twitter or hard search the key in the search bar, you will yield 0 results. But that doesn't mean Lolly is banned. Lolly is not banned from Twitter. You can still post Lolly artwork, you can discuss the topic, free of any consequence. You just can't use the hashtag or search for it directly on Twitter. Now, this banning of the hashtag and the search, this may surprise you, is something I actually think is acceptable. This is not an attack on free speech. This is a policy change by Twitter to remove illegal content from its site. In this case, a long-standing history of Twitter ignoring real-life predators abusing the tag to post real-life children. Something that I think we all can agree needs to be addressed and changed. Now, I'm going to give 3 main reasons as to why I support this decision, and I just ask that you have an open mind and really just try to hear what I'm saying here, because I think what's happening here is a lot more than just an attack on free speech. So reason number 1 as to why I think this ban is acceptable is because the term Lolly and its hashtag have been rendered completely ineffective for years. A long time ago, Twitter made the decision as a policy to shadow ban these terms, meaning it's extremely difficult to search up anything related to it using these keywords. Searching up hashtag Lolly even before the ban would be yielding somewhere around like 5 likes, and it'd probably be the most 5 recent people to use the hashtag. It served really no value in terms of searching up content. In fact, this really relates to the whole concept of artistic freedom, because artists don't use this tag. They really don't. If you doubt me, just look up the most prolific Lollycon-related artists you can think of and look through their posts. You will not find hashtag Lolly in any of their posts because it was a bad decision for them to use that. It's shadow banned. If they included it in their posts, they would effectively kill the reach and potential reach of their posts. It was just a bad decision from a professional standpoint or discoverability standpoint to include the hashtag. But there's one more thing I want to point out about this. The shadow banning of this term has caused a huge problem that we'll get into in a few minutes. It has served to protect those who are abusing the tag to promote and post images exploiting real-life children. It has made it harder to search for these accounts and to report them. In a way, Twitter's ineffectiveness dealing with the situation has protected the predators that now Twitter is forced to deal with by outright banning the hashtag. But nonetheless, let's move on to one of the lesser reasons, just more of a function of the term. It has to do with antis. Antis have completely and utterly hijacked the hashtag Lolly. Okay? For well over a year now, you'll see on a weekly basis the hashtag Lolly trending on Twitter. And you can guess it is not a celebration for the term. Okay? 99% of it is antis attacking people, using it as a chance to harass those and spread misinformation regarding this topic. It is not a good thing. And despite how disgusted everyone is with the term apparently, they still talk about it enough to get it trending on Twitter. And here's the real irony. If you want delicious irony of the situation, despite the search results of the hashtag being banned, the term Lolly has been trending for the last 2 days. Of course, if you click on it, you get no results. But people are talking about it that much that it's still trending on Twitter. But now I want to move into the third and final reason I think this ban is acceptable, and it is by far the most important one, and it has to do with the abuse of this tag by real-life predators. Now, this is where things get very complicated and muddy, and really you can thank this post for it. And the original author of this tweet has denied the possibility of this, but many people have known. For a long time, hashtag lolly and other related searches involving anime have been abused by real-life pedophiles to promote, seek, and just flourish content exploiting real-life children. And like I said, this is where it gets complicated because people, aunties in particular, see posts like this and they say, of course, there's pedophiles posting with a pedophile hashtag. Of course, that doesn't even make sense from a grammatical standpoint, saying it's lolly, but nonetheless, they have used this to reinforce the misinformation they are spreading. And really, the only people who benefit from this are the actual predators, who have been able to stealthily do this for years because Twitter has done nothing to combat it. In fact, like I said, shadow banning the term has only helped them move to the shadows. And before we get into this, the way that these predators use the term lolly is, of course, interchangeable with child, because this reflects the same misinformation aunties have been spreading for years. And that should really scare you. It's gotten to the point where these people believe that the term lolly means child, and they are using it as a slang to seek out illegal content. That is really, truly disturbing because these people are pedophiles. They are not lollicons. They're not even anime fans. They just see this term and believe it means a slang for child and use it to abuse real-life children. That is the really scary result that people have been dealing with for years. And finally, Twitter is starting to do something about this situation. Now, of course, before we go any further, there's two things I want to say. Number one, what is a lolly? Because we talked this whole video about misinformation, and I say it all the time, but bear with me. Lolly has nothing to do with age or virtually anything doing with real life. It is a petite and cute body type and aesthetic exclusive to anime, manga, and any sort of art relating to it. It does not mean real life. There is no such thing as a real life lolly. Let me repeat that. There is no such thing as a real life lolly. Now, of course, due to the nature of it being a petite body type and aesthetic, people in real life can relate to the fictional content based on the body type, but that's where it ends. Lolly and anything related to it is grounded exclusively in fiction. If you see someone like the people abusing the hashtag seeking out real life lollies, that is your code phrase for the fact that they're a fucking pedophile, okay? Those are the people abusing this tag because they have the belief in their mind that this means child. But as we wrap up this video, I want to make it very clear that lolly is not being banned on Twitter. If you know anything about Elon Musk, this is his and his policy team's attempt to make the banning of child sexual exploitation material a priority for their company. Yes, that's right. It was not a priority until Elon Musk took over. That's why we're in this situation, and that's why the abuse of this tag has gone on for so long. And if you think Elon Musk is against these things, he has lolicon in his public Twitter likes, and his ex-girlfriend Grimes was a lolicon. Like, you'd have to be crazy to think this man is going to turncoat on all of this and ban lolly outright. This is a policy decision to protect children. That's why I think it is acceptable. This abuse of the tag by real-life predators has gone on way too long. And if this is a temporary thing, I hope so. I hope it's a temporary fix, and one day this thing can be used properly. But right now, that is not the case. And even when Elon Musk took over, I was hoping they wouldn't shadow ban the term because that means that it would open up all of this abusive material to everyone. Like, I get, we fight for freedom of speech, we're against censorship on this channel, but this is bigger than that. This is not about demonizing terms like lolly and lolicon. This is not about equating them to real-life abusers. This is about a tag being misused by bad people who are basing their use on misinformation spread by hateful people like the aunties we've been dealing with for years. That's the situation. So let me sum this up. The reasons I accept this has to do with the ineffectiveness of the hashtag for years, the fact that antis have hijacked it to spread hate and misinformation, and finally the fact that this tag has been routinely used by predators seeking out actually illegal content. So that's all I want to say about this entire situation. This is a good product of Twitter leadership, fixing the mess that has been left for years to fester and grow into a real problem. And I hope everything works out in a smooth way and this tag can return in a way that is safe and used for its intended purposes. But please let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section down below. I know it was a lot, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.